Retirement is a stage of life that many of us look forward to, a time when we can finally take a break from work, pursue hobbies, travel, and spend more time with loved ones. But as much as we dream about it, the reality of retirement can come with its own set of challenges. One of the biggest factors to consider is the cost of living after retirement. How much money will you really need to maintain the lifestyle you want once you stop working? The average retirement spending might surprise you. It's likely a lot more than you expect. First, let's talk about the basics. When you're working, your income typically covers all your expenses, like housing, food, transportation, and leisure. But once you retire, things change. Your salary disappears, and the money you rely on is your savings, pension, Social Security, or other sources of income. The question is, how much money do you actually need to live comfortably in retirement? According to studies, most retirees spend about 70 to 80% of what they did before retirement. This figure comes from the idea that you won't need to pay for things like commuting to work, work-related clothing, or maybe even a mortgage if it's paid off. Sounds good, right? But in reality, spending often ends up being much higher than expected, and the reasons for this can be surprising. One of the biggest expenses in retirement is health care. As you get older, medical costs tend to rise, and unfortunately, health care is one area where the costs don't seem to slow down. From regular doctor visits to medications, treatments, and unexpected surgeries, healthcare becomes a significant part of retirement spending. On average, retirees can expect to spend around $5,000 to $10,000 annually on healthcare expenses, depending on factors like their health, location, and the type of insurance they have. Another major expense for many retirees is housing. While it's true that some people enter retirement with a paid-off home, not everyone is in that situation. Even if you own your home, you still have property taxes, insurance, utilities, and maintenance costs to deal with. Renters face different challenges, as the cost of renting can vary greatly depending on where you live. In some areas, rental prices are so high that retirees may find it difficult to afford a decent place to live. Transportation is another cost that can vary. Some retirees may downsize their cars or choose not to drive as much, but others may still need a vehicle for daily activities. In addition to the cost of the car itself, retirees also need to account for gas, insurance, and maintenance. For those who live in areas with poor public transportation, owning a car might be a necessity, adding to the monthly budget. But it's not just about the essentials. Many retirees also want to enjoy their time away from work, whether that's through travel, dining out, or pursuing hobbies.
Travel can become a large part of retirement spending, especially if you plan to visit family and friends or take that dream vacation to far-off places. Traveling in retirement can be expensive, with flights, accommodations, meals, and entertainment all adding up. However, the beauty of retirement is that you can choose how much you want to spend. Some people travel the world, while others prefer to spend time exploring their local area, which can be much more affordable. Hobbies and entertainment also play a role in retirement spending. Many retirees want to stay active, whether that means joining a gym, taking up new hobbies like gardening or painting, or going out to cultural events like concerts or museums. The costs for these activities can add up, especially if you decide to participate in expensive hobbies or go to frequent events. So, how much money do you really need to retire? While it varies greatly depending on lifestyle, location, and health, a general rule of thumb is that you should aim to save at least 70 to 80% of your pre-retirement income. This might seem like a lot, but consider all the expenses you'll face in retirement and factor in inflation as well. Costs are only going to rise over time, and your income from savings may not stretch as far as you think. In fact, some experts suggest that retirees need to save even more, up to 100% of their pre-retirement income, to ensure they can live comfortably without relying on part-time work or dipping into savings too quickly. Another important factor to consider is debt. Many retirees enter retirement with lingering debt from things like mortgages, car loans, or credit card balances. If you have debt when you retire, it can eat into your income and limit your ability to spend on other things. It's important to pay off as much debt as possible before retiring, as this will allow you to stretch your retirement savings further. You should also take into account how long you plan to live in retirement. Thanks to advances in healthcare, many people are living longer than ever before. On average, people can expect to live into their 80s or even 90s, meaning your retirement could last 30 years or more. The longer you live, the more money you'll need to maintain your standard of living, so it's crucial to plan ahead and save accordingly. So, how do you ensure you're saving enough for retirement? The earlier you start, the better. Starting in your 20s or 30s allows you to take advantage of compound interest, making your savings work harder for you over time. But even if you're in your 40s or 50s, it's not too late to start saving aggressively. Consider consulting a financial advisor to help you come up with a retirement plan that works for you, factoring in things like inflation, medical costs, and your desired lifestyle.
It's also important to diversify your retirement savings. Relying solely on one income source, like Social Security or a pension, can be risky. Instead, consider putting money into a variety of retirement accounts, such as a 401k, an IRA, or even taxable investment accounts. This will help ensure you have multiple streams of income during retirement. While it's easy to get caught up in the excitement of retirement and the idea of relaxing after years of work, the financial side of retirement can be overwhelming if not properly planned. The reality is, retirement spending can be much higher than expected, especially when you factor in healthcare, housing, and leisure activities. By planning ahead, saving as much as possible, and considering the full range of expenses, you can ensure that your retirement years are truly enjoyable and stress-free. In conclusion, retirement spending isn't something to take lightly. The average retirement spending is likely much higher than many people expect, and it's essential to plan for these costs well in advance. Many individuals are surprised when they realize how quickly expenses can add up once they stop working. Whether it's healthcare, housing, transportation, or simply enjoying your free time, all of these factors contribute to the overall cost of living in retirement. Even activities that seem inexpensive, like going out for meals, traveling, or pursuing new hobbies, can lead to unexpected financial burdens. Without proper foresight, you may find yourself relying too heavily on your savings, potentially running out of funds much earlier than planned. But there's good news. With the right planning, it's entirely possible to retire comfortably and enjoy everything that comes with this exciting new phase of life. The key is to start early, save diligently, and plan carefully for a secure future. By consistently contributing to your retirement fund and diversifying your income sources, you're building a solid foundation that can help cushion the impact of unforeseen costs. The earlier you begin saving, the more time you have for your money to grow, thanks to compound interest. Additionally, focusing on paying down debt before retirement can significantly reduce financial stress in your later years.